Hey guys, JH, welcome to the practice tee. Okay guys, today is a bit of reverting back to the original format of the JH practice tee, and that is that it was originally designed for traditional and conventional golf swings. Now guys, I teach a lot of people that still play conventional traditional golf, and you know, I've been neglecting them dreadfully by committing myself totally to channel lock. And I still give so many conventional lessons because not everybody's going to change to channel lock. So from now on I'm going to have a part of the JH at One Atomic Golf channel now back to conventional golf, and I'll do that on a regular basis. It's got to do it, guys. Okay, today is conventional, traditional golf. Okay, so for people that have difficulty in getting a consistent loading on the club and a consistent delivery to the club, that can happen in conventional golf because we're using parts of the body that are inconsistent, and that is the hands. If you use the hands deliberately, they will do something invariably different every time. So what we've got to do is work out a way of being able to get the club into the ball, but with the hands doing essentially the same thing all the time at the same time. Now what I used to teach people who were really what I call hands animated in their golf swing, I used to get them to change their thinking process and the focal point of, well, not the focal point, but the commitment of thinking point, and take it away from the hands in the golf swing. And I used to get people to just think about the hands hanging onto the golf club, not doing anything else, being nice and passive and just hanging onto the golf club, and that was their role. Now how do we get the hands if we just do that to deliver some worthwhile power and release to the golf shot? Well guys, you do what Hogan did. Hogan had what we call a body or a pivot release on the golf club. Hogan took the club in here and he turned the body. The body actually created the impetus for the club head. It pulled the hands into play. Hogan was here and he just pulled. You never saw Hogan coming in and doing this, and we never saw Hogan over here like this post impact. Hogan was always here post impact, and that's why his club pointed that way, and invariably he always had his hands in that position there. And he got that tremendous lag that he got because he wasn't trying to lag the golf club. He was letting the golf club get pulled into the ball by the pivot release. Now I think for the rank and file golfer, you've got to have something else in the mechanics other than just thinking, I just want the pivot in here to deliver the club, because if you do that, you can still get very handsy. So what I did, and when I played really well, and when I was playing with my version of the Hogan swing, which I termed a hybrid type Hogan thing, but it had the essentials in there that I wanted of Hogan, and that was that the hands were very passive and they got pulled into the ball. And I did that in a different way. I mean, and my emphasis, guys, was this. I tried to get my elbows as close together as I possibly could. I used to try and get my upper arms over my pecs and try and get my elbows to feel like they were actually going to be touching. And on the downswing, I wanted to increase that feel to the extent that I felt that I was actually trying to hit the ball with my elbows, not my hands or the club head, my elbows. Now if you get there and you feel you want to pull your elbows in, look what happens here. Look what happens to the hands. If I take the club back here and I keep my elbows basically try and force them together, and I just pull my elbows in and try and hit the ball with my elbows, the hands become passive and the golf club becomes passive. As a feel, you feel very much drag action, guys. There's a lot of drag in the shot, enormous amount of drag. I mean, we remember, you know, there's been teaching forever where people talk about putting a strap around here and all that type of thing, and the Leadbetter belt, remember that, which was great. I thought it was fantastic. But in conjunction with that, you can't just have your elbows together and then have active hands. You've got to have passive hands, and you have to take the thought process away from everything from the elbows down. They're just there hanging onto the golf club. So we're really thinking that we're swinging our elbows. We're just swinging our elbows. We're hitting the ball with our elbows. Now the other thing, guys, in a conventional golf swing, when you're set up like that, make sure you hunker down. You get down, get a lot of pressure into the ground. And at every facet of the golf swing, every point of the golf swing, try and increase that pressure down. When you take the club back, try and feel like you're pushing the club down, pushing your feet into the ground. What'll happen a lot of times, you'll get good position here and posture at address, and we've got this good radius lock here, but we take it away and we lose the grip with the ground, and we'll rise up. Or actually coming down to the ball will rise up and we'll lose our radius lock. What you need to do in both sections of the swing, the back swing and the through swing, is maintain connection with the ground. And if you can actually increase the pressure of the feet pushing into the ground both directions of the golf swing, you'll have great stability in the golf swing and you'll hit it better, guys, I promise you. Pushing down with the feet into the ground will get the ground pushing back at you. But essentially here what we're talking about is just hitting the ball with the elbows, getting the arms as close together as we can, pulling the elbows down, and the hands absolutely passive. My hands feel like the only role that they're having here is that they're just hanging on. They're just hanging on to the golf club. They're not doing anything in the golf swing. Yeah, first swing of the day. And that's perfect. And that's a golf ball up in normal position, guys. This is not channel lock. This is just traditional golf swing. Arms together, knees in, lots of pressure. Wow. There'll still be a bit of channel lock in there because I built, you know, the resistance in there. So I won't be rotating through as much as I normally do in a conventional golf swing, which is not a bad thing anyway. So here we are, guys. Try and hit it with the elbows. It's a different feel, but it feels great. See here, guys, look, I've still got that lead knee bent, and I want to have that even in a conventional golf swing. I don't want to have a lot of rotation of the body off the line. Got 5 iron here, guys. Wow. I don't know if you can hear that, guys, but whew. And that just feels like the hands are just sitting there, guys. They're not doing anything. And that's the 4th hit of the day. It's freezing cold here today, guys. See, I've got a lot of pressure and a lot of tension in my upper arms and my elbows. My hands are very passive. Look at this, guys, look. Wow. That's amazing. Hands are very passive. Amazingly passive. Normal ball position here. Bend the knees in here. And guys, when you take it back, to get the feeling of the elbows and the passive hands, if your hands are passive, the club will stay there. If they're active, it'll whip in behind the arms, the hands. You don't want that. That's usually a sign of active hands. Passive hands, the club will just swing up the line, up the plane. It'll always be in front there like that. That's a really good sign that your hands are actually passive. Feels funny with the forward ball position after channel lock. I love this bent lead knee, even in a conventional golf swing. Amazing how straight that is. So there's a lot of good stuff out of channel lock that sort of bleeds over into even into a conventional golf swing off a forward ball position. I don't have the feeling of the channel, and I don't have the significant feel of the into out, but there's still a bit of that there because I'm just hitting it, just a normal little flat draw. Look at this, guys, look. And the shoulders haven't spun off the line, which is what I want to have, which means I'm really am swinging my arms. Even in a conventional golf swing, I'm just swinging my arms. Not trying to apply the body very much at all. Lots of pressure in here, really squeezing my pecs. Here. It's really, I don't know, it just feels so controlled, guys. Now I haven't got the normal wrap over that you get in a conventional golf swing. I'll just do a little bit of normal wrap over. Haven't done that for a long time. See, I'm finishing over here. That just hits a really hard sort of sling draw for me. Okay, elbows together. I don't know if you can hear that, guys, but gee, that's good contact. That's really good contact. So, okay, let's recap. We're trying to hit the ball with our elbows. Trying to come in like that. Hit the ball with elbows, which means if you're hitting it with the elbows, they're going to be preceding the hands and the club head. So you should get a little bit of, a reasonable amount of late hit. See, guys, I've still got this in my golf swing from channel lock. But gee, that's good, even with that forward ball position. I know we did some time back, we did some channel lock with a forward ball position. This is not channel lock because I'm not hitting into out and I'm not trying to get in the channel as pronounced, and I'm not setting up, the pre-cock at all. This is just conventional. Wow, don't get any better than that. Guys, there's when I say there's no movement on the ball, there's none on that, none. Just dead straight. Just amazingly, ballistically straight. And that's just hitting it with the elbows. I'm squeezing the pecs. I can feel the pressure on my pecs. Look at this, guys, look. I'm still going to have that channel lock because I like to have that lead knee bent. I could play with this. So this is conventional for guys that have a little bit of trouble with overactive hands. They're amazing shots. Look at this, guys, look. So I've really got the free arm swing as a result of channel lock, even in a conventional golf swing. I mean, they are, I'll see what the sun's like and I'll just hit a few down range in a moment. The battery's actually blinking a bit, so I'll have to change the battery on my camera. It's been sitting in my bag for a couple of weeks and gone flat. Okay, one more. Come on, lots of elbow JH, hit it with your elbows, passive hands. Wow, look at this, guys, look. Okay, so the message is, feel like you're going to hit it with your elbows. Try and force your elbows together. Try and force the weight down into the ground all the time. Now I'm clearly doing that because I'm not jumping off my feet in the downswing. Try and feel like you're really augering into the ground on the backswing, and coming down you're trying to force yourself into the ground coming down as well. Okay guys, just a little bit for conventional, which I will do going forward on my channel, because I've just got so many people that do conventional golf. We're not going to change the world to channel lock overnight. I'll see what the sun's like, and I might hit some down range.